Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Tolulope. You know how it is. So today I am here with my friend. Her name is Joy. Not Adeleke for the record. Alright, so Joy, say hello to everybody.
Hello everybody.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Alright, so today we'll be discussing about something quite important and important. It has been on my mind for a while now. I'm like, okay, let's just talk about it. So as you know, we're talking about menstruation. So, and not just menstruation, because I know it's a general knowledge, everybody knows what menstruation is. But we'll be talking about the influence of our culture, Nigerian culture, on menstruation. So okay, let me define menstruation. Menstruation is just the in simple terms, let's just use simple terms, because it's the monthly bleeding of the uterus, which is the womb, that comes through the external genitalia or the private part of the woman. It's just that monthly bleeding, monthly flow of the woman that we see. Okay. So that is it. So Joy, because you know that I said the cultural influence on menstruation. Okay. What are the names people, because people shy away from calling it menstruation. So what are the other names you've heard people call menstruation itself?
Okay, like most of us, like the names we know, like the names we call it, like period. I'm sure period so like period, some people August visitor, some people red visitor, like so that shall say it outside, menstruation, but period, some people, my visitor has come, my visitor came last week. Exactly. So my period, so that's like mainly what people call like period. That's what people know that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a general thing, like especially in Nigeria, there are some things that you don't talk. When we shy away from the original word, we're going to limit the information, like there won't be adequate passage of information to probably even people that
even
do not know about
education, even for like secondary school students, they're like supposed to go in depth, but because they don't want to like use some word, they feel like they are too young. Like it limits the information they share to them. So exactly that's what happens
when you use those words.
Exactly.
And okay, now let's just dive straight into the cultural influences of the influences of our culture on this topic we're talking about. So what's like the first thing that you think our culture the influence our culture has on menstruation?
I think one of the things I can remember mostly is like people are not so free to say like I'm on my period in public. It's like something that we've been trained to be ashamed of in public. When you're always scared, like you cannot even be in public, everybody will be looking at you, like you cannot even say I've started my menstruation. It's like, what's exactly. You're now like, something it's something like you now have to hide as a female. You are not proud of it, like I've started my menstruation. I can even remember growing up, once we have like all these like when other people, like all these people come outside to talk to us about period, like, and then they share all this very little always, this always then we hide it inside our pinafore so that the boys will not know, so that they will not be making fun of us that we've come to collect bread. You get so that's what happens. So like we're always like, we've been brought up to see like something like you should hide. Maybe it's because we are using the pad under the pants, maybe it's because something under. I don't understand. I don't know, because it's what I'm trying to say.
I understand, because I can remember when I started as well, my mom told me that not because it was strange. So when I kept pad, I was walking with my legs wide open, like I was wow. So my mom was like, no, you can't allow people know. Like if you're walking like that, people will know that there's something underneath, and that's why I walk like that. I should just try to cack up, walk very well, walk normally. So it's just normal, passing on from mothers to mothers. They tell you that it's sacred, so nobody should know. Just calm down, cover it. You can't go around telling people that I've started. And the funny thing is that that's what makes us a woman. I mean, even if you get to the age of, by age you're supposed to start medically, because some people goes longer than that, older than that before they start. But if you're like 18 and you've never seen your period, is you the God that will be telling people, please, I have a problem,
go to the hospital.
Exactly, because you start telling people. That's what makes you a woman. So I'm bothered why we are being trained to shy away from the fact that I'm now a woman.
Maybe it's because it's red or it's messy, or maybe
exactly, maybe because it's messy.
And but I like I've never really like thought about it, but looking at it, like even me, when I see my mom will say, you are not a woman, maybe she thinks that if they know they'll get pregnant, or maybe, she told me that she told me that now you can get pregnant. That was the very first thing I was like, really, that's what you're supposed to tell me. So that's if you can get pregnant, nobody should touch you, just hide it, let nobody see. So she get, so I've like over time it has been building over and over, like I'm sure it's not because like we are knowledgeable, but over time we pass it to our children. Even those people with like knowledge per se. When you tell your children you tell them to hide it. It's not something. If you are staying in school, you'll be running. Everybody will be like, what are you looking at? How do you know? You'll be covering yourself. Everybody exactly. So it's like over time, even in schools, in everything. Because I can remember one time our school nurse told me that if I knew I was going to, if I did not why didn't I calculate my menstruation very well to know the day to fall on, that I now had to be stained and be crying in front of everybody. My stomach is paining. So like really, what am I supposed to do?
It's a natural thing. It's just like every other disease or illness. Not disease. I don't want to use the word disease. It's just like every other thing that happens to you, especially when you don't even know how to count it. Some people don't even know how to count it. I even learned that. My mom told me. I remember my mom taught me how to. But I'm even till now. Some people that are graduates, they probably don't even know how. So fine, we know apps now that have helped us. It helps you count this, so you already know how to do all these things. But really, I feel like it's because we've been taught to hide it. That's why you can't even come. You and your friends come together and say that.
You can't even say I'm on my menstruation. I've never heard the term. That's like I've never heard someone say that I'm on my menstruation because maybe it's too long. I don't get I'm on my period. I've never heard menses before. I'm on my period. Oh God's visitor, I'm on. I'm on. That's the word. I'm on. What are you on?
Exactly.
So like
and I feel like one other thing that has happened that has influenced menstruation basically is that when you see movies of people abroad and maybe they're on their period or their boyfriend sees it, they can help them get a pad. But I can remember, I'm sorry if I'm shading you, but I can remember that when I went to the pharmacy with my boyfriend, I wanted to get a pad. He asked me if what size do you use? I'm like, it's not Pampers, it's general. You just there's no size. Cause I mean they don't even educate. They don't educate male. They feel like it's a female thing. In fact, don't tell anybody that you're period. It's just for female. So that's why you can't help. Even when you're in a problem or maybe in a public and you get stained unknowingly, you can't even, if there's no woman around you're going to
the guys cannot understand because you can't relate to the topic
because it has been hidden. It's sacred. It's
supposed to be so actually.
Okay, so let's move on. There's another thing that I want to talk about: religion on this thing. So what have you heard? Because the major religion in Nigeria is Islam and Christianity. So what have you heard about religion, like the influence of religion on men? Yes.
So I know, like basically, I'm a Christian. So let me start with Christian. So I know that. Okay. I don't want to bring my church. So I know that they like white garment. Let's just say white garment, like all this in Celestial Church and Cherubim and Seraphim. They believe that once you're your menstruation, you are unclean, and so you cannot enter into the holy place. You cannot enter into the church, and you cannot even wear your sutana or your ashwadura because you are deemed unclean. And in the olden days, unclean cannot go into the presence of God. So, and I think it's in the olden days. So why should they still be operating by it now?
Exactly.
So that is like I'm sure that if you look at it, apart from CNS, there will be other churches that practice the fact that you cannot come before God because you are like deemed unclean. But I've not found. Maybe I'll check the Bible again. I've not found that in the Bible.
And then the Muslims too.
Yeah, maybe.
I've heard that they don't pray. You're not allowed to pray when you are on your period because you're unclean, and you're not allowed to fast as well. Because and then I think about it. God made our body, and God made it to be so. And it's natural that when you enter puberty, your everything becomes, this process are natural, and then it starts. So when God Himself has made it to be so why are you now hindering? Why is my message, something created by God, is hindering me from praying to my God? Do you get it?
So is it that every month at that period, okay, like us that are like 5 to 7 days, that period I cannot communicate with God. God will not answer my prayers because like there's no even foundation. I cannot get the foundation of everything except they want to use in the olden days. But like Jesus has come.
He has come. Then we live by grace.
Exactly, we live by grace.
When you're even taking a poop or something, you pray.
Exactly. So, we can pray anywhere because God is everywhere. So like I don't understand it yet. But like this is like one of the factors as well, because like people, it has been like in people's mind, especially all those people that are from this background, that whenever you're on your period, you cannot, even during Ramadan. I know someone like very close that week they like your fasting has been postponed. That week fasting, you have to do it another time. Means like God will not answer your prayer. And even us as Christians, like it has already been there. Once you are there, you won't wear your shirt. You even know them. They will stay outside because they cannot enter inside the church.
And people will already know because
exactly everybody already knows that she's unclean. And it's like apart from the physical, like thinking about it, I think it's true. It will have like psychological effects. It's like being in the street and then you are like staying the red ball on your this thing. Everybody keeps looking at you. So imagine staying outside the church and people are walking by and they keep looking at you. Like it has effect on a person psychologically, apart from even like the physical or being shy about it, or even your mental. Like it affects that person like in a way psychologically. Every month you have to stay outside and people keep share get. So like I don't know, like
even that your prayer should not fall on Sundays.
Nigerian culture is
totally bad, and I don't want this video to be unnecessarily long, but then I feel like the way we've idolized, or the way we've made this menstruation very sacred, is going to limit informations. Guys don't even have adequate. You find little guys that know
deep, like bread. Like when I like Pampers, I've got Pampers before. Really.
It's only limited guys that have in-depth knowledge about menstruation, what it takes, how we undergo, like how the whole process is. It's only limited guys that knows it, and I feel like everybody is supposed to know things about it, just like the way we know that erection and everything. I feel like everybody's supposed to know. Don't be shy, and if you're a girl out there, don't be shy. Walk boldly into the pharmacy, get your pad. That's what makes you a woman.
If you want, don't cover yourself. Just like
if people are looking
about, let them.
I'm a woman.
There's nothing there.
I know it's hard.
Exactly. Even in your home, you cannot walk around with blood stains. It's be like, what are you doing? Go and cover yourself. It's not normal. Talk of outside, and it's not good. So if you're female, like she said, walk with your head up, with your shoulders up high. If you are stained, just go on your way and go and get what. Like, don't allow anyone to intimidate or make you ashamed of who you are.
Yeah, because I mean that's what makes you a woman. And without that, it's very hard for you to get pregnant. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope one person has gained one thing or the other from this video. So until next time, I remain your one and only Tolula.
Oh, my name again.
Enjoy.